Aurora Police, a department in transition and turmoil these days. APD is subject to a settlement that requires more transparency in different types of policing. The officers have been warned by their chief to follow the rules or leave. Now, conservatives on Aurora City Council want to reward those officers who have stayed with bonuses from pandemic relief funds. Democratic Socialist on council says he doesn't think that this is about employee retention.
I'm all for a retention program, but this honestly, what the proposal before us tonight is just pure politics. I think this is them trying to appeal to their conservative base to kind of hug box the police department basically. And I don't need to, I think, go into that much detail explaining why that might not, I think, necessarily be the right approach in our city.
My hope, is that our officers will recognize that this is a policy move by city council to say that we support the police department. And I think from my perspective, officers certainly could leave, but I hope that they recognize they have an elected body that recognizes the work they're doing.
If approved, every uniformed APD officer would get $8,000 in a bonus, $4,000 in April, $4,000 in October. Council members Juan Marcano, who's on the left, and Curtis Gardner, who's on the right, did agree today that they would like to see a bonus structure for a wider group of first responders.
What I think we need to do is actually set up a real retention program that involves both of our public safety agencies, because while we've had a lot of attrition with APD, we have historically also had some attrition with Aurora Fire Rescue. And the bigger issue there is that we basically act as a farm team for South Metro and for Denver Fire. So we need to, I think really set up a retention program that allows us to look at the quality of work, quality of life for our public servants there, and make sure that we're actually addressing the issues for both of our public service agencies. That might include a retention bonus for both agencies, to ensure that we're not demoralizing one while looking like we're favoring the other.
I have concerns that we are not including our firefighters and that we're not including the folks in our 911 dispatch center. I lobbied my colleagues that also signed this letter to include those groups. And I think it's important to also recognize both the sacrifice they've made and the retention issues that we're seeing in those areas as well. Fire department is not seeing as many separations as the police department, though certainly the 911 dispatch center is. And I think in general, it's important to recognize that public safety is not just police. Public safety includes our fire department and our 911 dispatch center.
So Aurora City Council votes on this tonight. In theory, officer could get the bonus and then leave for a new job immediately. They would need to stay through next October to get the second half of the bonus, and Councilman Gardner noted that by then new academy recruits would be joining the force.